How's it going, A? What if you heard that 5 servicemen, 4 sailors, 1 army corporal, were Nazis, joined a Nazi group, and heard there was an indigenous ceremony going on, and they went to wreck it because they're racists? I would go, nah, that sounds like leftist propaganda. I'm going to look into that. That sounds like bullshit. That sounds like some teenager made up some bullshit story because she's bored. And it sounds like the alt-left playing tricks again. Yes, you'd be right to be dubious because we've heard bullshit like this a million times. But not in Canada, not in the West. No, they take this rumor, accept it as a fact, and then the top brass, the tarnished brass as Scott Taylor calls them, the tarnished brass begins apologizing effusively. Apologizing for this crime that never happened. Do you have the footage here? This is, I think, CBC was there. So just roll it. There we are, showing up. Crash an indigenous ceremony. They've also called it a religious ceremony. You're not allowed.
The flag of genocide.
Yes.
So this is a country of genocide?
Yes, it
We're
is.
living in a country of genocide?
I'm glad that you're now
Okay, so
aware
you
of that.
guys are...
I'm glad that you're now aware of that. That guy has an accent. He sounds like a recent immigrant. Just pause it for a sec. This guy is telling them they can't have... That's the Canadian flag up until about 1967, by the way. Our men died under that flag in World War I, World War II, Korea. And they have an immigrant there telling them they can't have it on Canada Day, on the 150th anniversary. We tell these men that they have to die for us. They have to die underneath the Canadian flag. Yet they're not allowed to have it on their shoulder in a public park in Canada on Canada Day. Can you imagine going to Japan and as an immigrant, a white immigrant, going to Japan and saying, yeah, you can't have that Japanese flag here. That's a flag of genocide. You stole this land from the Ainu, the Aboriginals of Japan. You're going to have to take that down. I mean, such a thing doesn't fit in my head. Anyway, he's saying at this religious ceremony, which, by the way, it appears to have one remotely Indian woman there, Chief Grizzly Mama. I have no idea who she is. I've never heard of a female chief before. I don't think that has any authority. But she's declared that a religious ceremony, and she's declared the land they're on stolen from the Micmacs. And you can't have a Canadian flag there. And these guys can't even question them as they attack Canada. They had a big flag there that said decolonize, and it was written on an upside-down Canadian flag. They were proudly hanging an upside-down Canadian flag on Canada Day. They were desecrating the statue of, what's his name? The guy who started Halifax? Cornwallis. Vandalizing his statue with stickers that said, fuck Canada and no Canada 150. This was not a religious ceremony. That's a lie. This was an anti-Canada ceremony. This was an attack on Canada, and our military men went over there to simply question them. Our military men, by the way, 2 of which were Indian themselves. So we had twice as many Aboriginals at our questioning that they had at their fake ceremony. But no! The Nazi narrative has to go right to the top brass. And we have, what do we have? We have the Minister of Defense apologizing to this crazy Chief Grizzly Mama, using her term that she probably made up for herself. Harit Sajan is apologizing to her for the pain this incident has caused. We've got General John Vance, the Chief of Defense Staff, saying how deplorable it is to have Nazis in the military. Yes, we agree with you. We have Rear Admiral John Newton of the Canadian Navy do a 20-minute statement saying that you can't have racist people in the military, in the Navy, because, you know, you can't fight with people you hate. Yeah, I agree with you, dummy. And by the way, the Micmacs were not victims in Halifax, okay? The way history goes is it was a bloodbath for 400 years, okay? We fought with the Indians, we fought against the Indians. The Micmacs were hired by the French to attack the English. Cornwallis said, these guys are killing us. They're very good at fighting, which is why the French hired them. And he's put a bounty out on their heads. It was never collected. We couldn't kill any Micmac. They were too good. Eventually, we signed a treaty with them. The Micmacs signed away their land. It was not stolen. We didn't go in there raping and pillaging. They attacked us. We fought back. The French and the English were using the Indians on both sides. You're insulting the Indians to portray them as these poor victims that we just went in and kicked their ass overnight. No, it was the hardest wars anyone in the West has ever fought. 400 years. But the military is not standing by these guys. They're investigating me. They're investigating the Proud Boys to see if we're racist. I assume they'll just pull up SPLC or some dumb girl's blog and say, well, that's evidence. These guys are screwed. We are attacking our own military for questioning people who are attacking Canada. What kind of soldier wouldn't go over there? What kind of soldier would sit on his ass and not go check out an anti-Canada Day demonstration on Canada Day? I'll tell you what kind. The kind that grows up to be Harit Sajan or John Vance or Rear Admiral John Newton, the kind of guy who would stab his fellow military men, his fellow servicemen, stab them in the back, flip on them. We're starting a petition called SaveThe5.com. Please go to SaveThe5.com right now, sign the petition. I am going to hand it to Rear Admiral John Newton. Personally, I'll fly down to Halifax, and this petition is demanding they stop the witch hunt. These 5 men are doing their jobs, okay? They are in a free country, and they are questioning people who are attacking Canada. They refuse to take the flag down when they're told that it's a flag of genocide. That's what we want them to do. There is no way we're going to let this fly, and there is no way we're going to allow anyone to punish these 5 men for asking questions in a civilized manner and then peacefully leaving. This witch hunt has got to stop, okay? It's getting downright anti-Canadian. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Rebel Edge, where you can find all the videos that are exactly like this one, but different.